Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to episode 11 of 12 in my 12-week Christmas countdown series for 2022. Today I'm going to be using the Sweetest Christmas Suite to make up a gift wallet. This is the gift wallet. There is a hidden magnet underneath there and there to keep this closed. I sized the wallet so it would hold a £20 note inside, and if you take the money out afterwards there's still something to see. I think it will also fit a £10 note. To make my gift card holder I used the border dies as well. This is the one I used. I also used the Christmas banners bundle. I die cut several of these blanks, and if you're doing multiple cards it's handy to make yourself a template. So what I did was I stamped the banners with the stamp set and then I die cut them all. So I'd mounted my stamps on the acrylic plate and stamped everything, then die cut it. So after I've die cut it, I reinsert these to stop it from getting too sticky, but I put masking tape on the spaces that have been left behind, and this is so that it will hold the blanks that I've die cut. Okay, and especially if you've got little bits like that sticking out, it's really important that you do have washi tape on the back so that you see these bits here, so that it will fit back exactly. I'm not going to be using these two. I die cut several blanks like this because it does save time. If you stamp them individually and then put the die over it, you have to, each time you do that, you have to position it to line up, and that all takes time. But this way, if you stamp just the blanks, you can pop this back in, then grab your ink pad and just stamp the relevant one, which is the one in the middle. Oh, I've got the wrong one. I want red. Yes, that's another point. You can stamp it in any colour you want to match your cardstock when you've got blanks. So I've got the wrong colour. I'm doing a red one, so the banner has to be red. Wipe off the surplus ink so I don't get it on the places where I don't want it to go. Make sure that's right in the corner and stamp. And if it's not inked up properly or the ink hasn't taken, you can stamp it again. And the other tip is that when you're cleaning it, just tap at it like that, because you don't want to accidentally realign your stamps. If you rub it, that might happen, but if you tap like that, it should be all right. Now I'm going to put my template back into the case. Now, so long as I keep to the same design, I can still use that template. But if for any reason I take this off for another project, then I'll have to start all over again and reset the stamps and make a new template. Now if you find that you've got blank areas where it's refused to stamp or refused to ink up, you can just use a marker pen and fill in that space. So now I'm going to have to die cut several elements. I've got my banner and it's these dies that I'm going to be using. Use these 3 shapes. I die cut some of this pattern from Pool Party, and with the pine needles I cut it from Garden Green scrap, and also the Glimmer white and red paper. These come in 6" by 6" sheets in 2 colours, real red and white, and I think there are 4 of each. A white glimmer paper with this die. I've done this ahead of time, so there's the green ones and glimmer white ones and glimmer white ones of this fat die here. I'm also using the Sweetest Christmas DSP. These are 12 by 12" sheets, and there are 6 designs, 2 each of the traditional Christmas colours. So there's this one which I didn't cut up into 6 by 6 because it's got all the candy canes in it. The reverse is red and green stripes. I wanted to keep that whole, so I cut out all the candy canes. Just need a scrap of that, which is at least 6 inches wide. To make the gift wallet you need an A4 sheet, which has been cut at 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. So that's the card base, and this will be the envelope flap. So that has to be 6 inches by 3½ inches. So take the square piece and score at 3 inches, which is 7.5 centimetres. Rotate it a quarter turn and then score it at 3/8 inches on either end. In metric that will be 1 centimetres on either end. Then on the narrow panel at the top you want to find the centre mark and score it at 6 inches. So just where the score line is, marry it up with the 3" and 9" and you find your centre. Okay? Then for the envelope flap, on the short side at the top, you score one side at 3/8 inches or 1 centimetres. Take your 1 inch circle punch. I know it's retired, but if you have something similar, or one of the circle dies, you just cut a finger hole in the middle there. Then burnish the score line. And where the finger hole is, you want to cut a slant at the bottom where the score line is and take off a little wedge at the top and down here. Then you want to cut on this score line, just inside the score line. And the same on the opposite side. And you'll end up with the base of your envelope looking like this, okay? Now we'll tackle this bit. So burnish the score line. Now this bit will be glued to the inside of the envelope here. Now I've had to do it in 2 halves because if I tried to do it in one and put it through the die cutting, machine, it just mangles up the cardstock and it doesn't look nice. So that's why it has to have a join. So basically this is the front, right? Your folds there, the folds at the back. So you want the pretty edge of the die to show there. Butt it up right to the edge so you know for sure that that's going to be straight, and secure it with washi tape so that the die doesn't move, and then you can run it through the machine and die cut it. So here's the cutting sandwich: your base plate, platform 1, the thin die adapter, platform 2, one of the platform 3s, your die cutting edge face down, buttered right up to the edge, and then the second platform 3, and you're ready to run it through the machine. Then for the inside of the card, you want it at 3.5 inches by 5.75 inches. You'll probably need to trim it down some more, but it's better to have it too long than too short. So you do the same, back that up to the bottom of the paper, and then with the same cutting sandwich you run it through the machine and die cut that as well. Do the same with my designer series paper. So it's 6 inches across there, and I want it to butt up to the edge, and I'll go and die cut that as well. The other thing you need are some magnets. Now the ones I've got are 5/8 inches across, or how many millimeters is that? 1.5 centimeters in diameter. And something that I always, without fail, forget to do, there's a positive and negative, is I tend to forget to put the magnet on before I glue it down. So I have to put the magnet on there, take the protective tape off and stick that other one on top, and then glue this down. Make sure your magnet isn't glued to your work surface, so I put my hand there to stop it from doing that. And then I'll shut that. So then that's the magnet over there. I'll cut that off at 2 inches. So line this up at the 2-inch mark, and then cut that off. So you want that to be below this bit here so that it shows the contrast or the frill. Okay, so let's put some glue on that. This is for the inside of the card to cover the magnet up. So that's 5.75 inches, so you should have a little border on either side. Now I'm going to cut it off so that it is, that's 3 inches, so let's cut that at 2.75 inches. Trim it. So line it up at 2.75 inches and trim that off, which is from the Sweet Candy Cane set, as well as the leaf. So let's ink that up in red. Swap inks. Darn, I've gone and smudged it here, so I'm just going to put a few berries there. And that's the top done. I'm going to now put adhesive on here. And I want to tackle the bottom half. So I'm going to cut that at 3 inches as well, and 5¼ inch long. So I'm just going to apply adhesive to the top. Don't want it all the way down. I'd say about 1 inch down. Okay, and remember to cover up your join there, so it's here. Lift this flap up just for you there. Bring back my garden green. Now it's time to glue the sides. So you want glue all along here and all along here. Fold the flaps in and tackle this one first. I put it on the side, and then you need to tuck that in and tuck that in so that it's under the white card. Okay, and then fold it and crease it and do the same on this side. So this flap tucks in behind the white cardstock, like so. Okay. Now bring back my banner and put stamp and seal on it all across. The other items you need: some evening evergreen open weave ribbon, also these textural elements, and it's this, they're wooden laser cut holly berries, and they're quite delicate. You also need a red marker pen to colour the berries in. So I'm going to put a bit on the front, angle that, and pop one across here. Okay, and then one across diagonally down here. Now I'm going to bring in my die cut leaves, and it's like flower arranging. Make sure you pop out all the bits that are caught in the die. So I'm going to have one up here and one down here, and one along here. So I'm going to colour these berries in, and I'm going to leave a bit blank so it looks as though it's the top of the berry. You see what I mean? Now I'm going to stick some glue dots on the top to help me establish where the rest of the floral arrangement is. I don't know about you, but I really don't like the way they've got the glue dots now, which is on this side of the roll of glue dots. I find it really difficult to work with. And then I can put dimensionals on the back to help keep these down. Then I can use the wet glue on the back to anchor those down. Remove that. Bring in your gift card and then stick that on top. Then you can write the name of the recipient, and on the inside you can write a little note and say who it's from and put your money in there. Before I go, I didn't use this one, but there are other border dies that you could use to create the different types of flaps. I think I used these 3 and that one, of course. But there's also the cloud one and the zigzag one. And this is by using different papers you get a completely different look. And this is the one with the zigzag. And I use the puff paint on this for the snow. And that's from the Santa papers. And this is from that bumper pack, the host pack of Designer Series paper, using this start set, Handmade Wishes, and the punch. Or you could keep it plain like that and wrap a ribbon round it with a tag. The possibilities are endless. So that's my Christmas gift wallet with the Christmas Banners bundle in the penultimate episode for my Christmas Countdown series. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and I'll be back with more inspiration next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.